Hey, what's going on, Z Nation? Zaid here, ZSPN. And today, guys, we're going to be talking about the Los Angeles Lakers as it concerns their NBA draft of 2023 class. That also includes the undrafted players that the Lakers have signed yesterday when it comes down to building this draft class and what their mindset were when it comes to getting these particular players. And I want to get into all the rundowns and my thoughts about all these players that went to the Los Angeles Lakers, and will they be a need and be the focal point of the Lakers moving forward after we reach the conclusion of next season, before we reach free agency to add on more talent to the Lakers roster. Now, guys, before anything, like always, please make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, share my videos all over Facebook, Twitter, all the good social media stuff. And of course, like always, please make sure to like my page on Facebook, ZSPN, and also follow me on Instagram and Twitter and TikTok at ZSPN. Guys, I really do appreciate all your love, support you guys have shown me all across social media, and of course on this channel, ZSPN on YouTube. Once again, hit that notification bell that's right next to the subscribe button so you will be in the know about the Lakers off-season plans and obviously some Lakers content this off-season, and especially for free agency, which is obviously going to begin next week on July 1st. So with that being said, just be in the know, subscribe to the channel, and just follow me all across social media. I really appreciate all your love and support. Now, guys, let's talk about this Lakers 2023 NBA draft class. I have to say, when it comes down to it and thinking more into this draft class and what the Lakers selected and signed for these last 24 hours, I have to say it was pretty productive. And really, just looking at it now, after my draft night live stream, I was a bit optimistic now. I'm a bit optimistic now about the Lakers selection and what Rob Pelinka had to say when it comes to the 17th overall pick of the selection of Jalen Hood-Schifino out of Indiana with the 17th overall pick. Now, here's what Rob Pelinka had to say when it comes to the selection of Jalen Hood-Schifino. Basically, he said that, he's a lottery level talent, and, he has Lakers DNA in his skill set when it comes down to his passing lanes, his dispute of guard, and can play also, play any position, and guard any position because of his skill set of playing defense. The thing about Rob Pelinka, what he said about Jalen Hood-Schifino is that, he's a two-way wing that is a great defender. And for a guy who's a Lakers fan and has a tattoo of one of our greatest Lakers of all time, the GOAT for the Lakers, and that is the great late Kobe Bryant. He has a tattoo of Kobe Bryant on his arm, so that tells you right there that this guy has the Mamba mentality. If we obviously will see it. I know I'm probably overreacting of mentioning it, but hey, if you have a tattoo of Kobe and you don't have the mindset of having the Lakers DNA in your skills and in your skill set, according to Rob, and Rob being the former agent of Kobe Bryant, that's a big compliment. For a guy who is just got drafted. So with that being said, for a guy who is 6'6", has a 6'10" wingspan, and weighs 15 pounds, tells you that, the skill set that he will bring to the table is his defensive ability. And judging by the Lakers, selections and signings of these draft players, they're looking for championship caliber products to be on the floor. So that's what, according to Rob Pelinka, had to say when it comes to these selections. So, without a doubt, when it comes down to the scouting department and what their mindset were, I have never really wavered when it comes to their selections, because in the past, they never let us down when it comes to their selections. And I'll get to the second round selection in just a bit. But when it comes down to it, guys, I am optimistic about the skill set of what Jalen Hood-Schifino will bring to the table for the Los Angeles Lakers at the point guard position. I mean, this guy is a combo guard. He can play multiple positions, but he's mainly a point guard. So a guy who's 6'6", that tall at the point guard position tells you that he can guard any position that he wants to in the NBA. And I know he still needs more to develop, but I think he will be a good rotational player for the Lakers, especially for a guy who has he can supply the IQ basketball to LeBron James. And, obviously that's what is best needed when it comes to the need that LeBron needs on the court. So with that being said, and especially for Darvin Ham, who is a defensive-minded coach, and for a guy like David Hood-Schifino, he brings that to the table defensively. So he's a defensive type guard, obviously not a shooter. I mean, the guy, last time I heard from Lakers Nation, there's been stretches where he averaged 40% from the field, from the three, but there's some stretches that maybe 10-game stretches, according to Sean Davis from Lakers Nation, he averaged around 17% from the three. So that's horrible. I mean, obviously for the Lakers, the need in free agency, is where they have to go after some shooters for sure. But I guess when it came to the draft, I mean, the Lakers went for, just talent-wise and just experience when it comes to defense-type players. And I'll get to the undrafted players in just a bit. But when it comes down to it, defensively, this is a good decision for the Lakers to draft Jalen Hood-Schifino. I know they passed a couple of players that could have been a need for the Lakers, but I'm full confidence that the Lakers made the right selection with Jalen Hood-Schifino. So, with DNA in his body as a Laker, it tells you a lot that he will obviously show what he's made of on the NBA court in the Lakers uniform. So really can't wait for Jalen Hood-Schifino to show what he's made of in the NBA. Welcome to the NBA and the Los Angeles Lakers, Jalen Hood-Schifino. Let's talk about the second round. Now, obviously, when we already knew when the Lakers made or traded up with the Indiana Pacers for the 40th pick, they had their mindset set on drafting a player that they didn't want to get away from them when they had the 47th overall pick. So, but obviously they traded up for the 40th pick with the Indiana Pacers, and they selected Maxwell Lewis out of Pepperdine, and 6'7", 7'0" wingspan. Tells you that this guy is a whole different player compared to Jalen Hood-Schifino. And the best trait that he brings to the table, he's an elite athlete and has the ability to shoot. He shot 35% from the three and brings a lot of energy to his team when he was with the Pepperdine. And, with that, he's a 3-and-D player. And that's what obviously is the need that the Lakers were looking for in this draft. I mean, we didn't go shooter in the first round, but they obviously got one in the second round with Maxwell Lewis. The only thing knocking him is that, he just needs to polish his game, like his ball handling, his passing, and his defensive awareness. Other than that, I mean, this is a good selection. And obviously, there's been some talks, according to Lakers Nation, is that he is the steal of the draft when it comes to the second round selection. So Maxwell Lewis brings a lot to the table when it comes to his skill set, when it comes to the offensive side of the ball. Obviously, the first round selection with Jalen Hood-Schifino, it is really good that the Lakers obviously went defense type player in the first round, and then went on the offensive side of the ball with shooting with Maxwell Lewis. So his selection was a good win for the Lakers. Obviously, they went for the needs. And like I said from the beginning, when it comes down to the Lakers scouting department, I mean, they went for all the needs in that particular area of selection. So just a great job from the Lakers scouting department of the selection in the second round of Maxwell Lewis out of Pepperdine. And, this is just a good selection for a guy who shot 35% from the three and brings energy to the table for the Lakers. So really can't wait. And hopefully he just improves on his polished game when it comes to his ball handling, as I mentioned, and passing and defensive awareness. And obviously we're going to see all of those players in the summer league. So, and some of them will obviously participate with the South Bay Lakers, including the undrafted players as well. So, this is a really good draft class that the Lakers have, selected and signed when it comes down to them showing their skill set once we see them in the summer league and also with the South Bay Lakers when it comes down to it. But, we could see more from Jalen Hood-Schifino in a Lakers uniform in the NBA level, part of the rotation for sure. But, it sort of depends on what the Lakers will do in free agency when it comes down to signing players or re-signing players. But I'll make a whole different video about that of the Lakers free agency goals, in another video, because the free agency is just around the corner. So just stay tuned, hit that notification bell, and subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it, guys. But let's continue on with the undrafted players now. We're heading into the undrafted players where most of the time the Lakers get great success out of these undrafted players. I mean, look at Austin Reaves and Alex Caruso when it comes down to these undrafted players. And I think the Lakers found one in Colin Castleton, undrafted player from Florida. He's a center, 6'11", 7'4" wingspan. And, guys, his skill set is amazing defensively when it comes down to his skill set, when he brings to the table for the Los Angeles Lakers. He did sign a 2-way contract with the Los Angeles Lakers, so he can participate with the Lakers on the NBA level, but mainly he's going to remain with the South Bay Lakers for sure on a 2-way contract with the Los Angeles Lakers. So, and with the similar situation of what Austin Reaves did, he wanted to be undrafted and sign with the Los Angeles Lakers, according to reports. So he has the mindset of just competing with the Lakers and show what he's made of with the Los Angeles Lakers. Just trying to build his stock similar to what Austin Reaves did with the Lakers for these past 2 seasons. So, but with that, Colin Castleton is a guy that the Lakers saw something in him when it comes to the draft combine. And, his skill set is defensively is what the Lakers need, especially for a guy who can score under the rim. He's a good rim protector. I mean, the guy has averaged around 2.5, 3 blocks a game in the last 3 seasons in Florida. So with that being said, I mean, the guy can bring a lot to the table defensively. And, I really can't wait to see him, what he will be all about with the South Bay Lakers and, of course, in Summer League. So a center like himself can bring a lot to the table for the Lakers, especially the need that the Lakers are obviously looking for at the center position. They still need to look for another center to pair up with Anthony Davis. And, it's not to say that, Colin Castleton is ready to be a good teammate, partner, along with Anthony Davis. I mean, he still needs a lot to improve. But, as it stands now, sort of depends on what the Lakers will do in free agency. They still have Mo Bamba, but other than that, we're not sure about his future with the Los Angeles Lakers. And other than, Tristan Thompson, who it seems like unlikely will be coming back to the Lakers, the Lakers still need to look for needs at the center position. I think they will do that in free agency, but, if anything doesn't improve with the center position, I won't be surprised if Colin Castleton will be part of the Lakers rotation in the NBA. So just stay tuned and look forward to that when it comes to Colin Castleton. But, a good talent coming to the Lakers. And, for a guy who is a good rim protector, an elite rim protector, can average 2 to 3 blocks a game, tells you that this guy has a goal in mind to really be part of the Lakers' future if he goes through the Austin Reaves route and improves his game and show what he's made of on the NBA level. But we just have to wait and see. He's a great talent. I really can't wait to see what he's all about. I think he averaged like 16 points a game, in Florida, and, a guy who can really score under the rim. I mean, he's an elite scorer under the rim. I mean, when it comes down to just, making buckets under the rim. So, but, he's not really a shooter. I don't know about that. But other than that, he just brings a lot to the table in that particular area. But really can't wait to see him, how he plays. When it comes down to it, I mean, the other undrafted player the Lakers also went after Colin Castleton is Hodge. Obviously, his skill set is also something that the Lakers, was impressed with when it comes to his skill set at the draft combine. Obviously, he went undrafted from Missouri. He's a guard, 6'4". He is an older player, around 24 years old. So obviously, his age brings a lot to the table when it comes to experience, which, if you guys know me by now, I mean, when it comes down to it, since Kyle Kuzma, a guy who got drafted at an older age, around 23, 22 years old, out of Utah, kind of tells you that obviously experience matters when it comes to the Lakers and their getting some experience undrafted players. And that's what Hodge is all about when it comes to his skill set and what he brings a lot to the table when it comes to experience. He's a 3-and-D athlete, shot 40% from the three. And, there's a bit of a perk for him. He will be the first British Virgin Island athlete in NBA history to be joining the NBA. So that's a good accomplishment for him when it comes down to his, ethnic origin, I guess. So with that being said, I mean, kudos to him. He obviously is making history as well. But other than that, I mean, his skill set is a 3-and-D player. That's what the Lakers are obviously looking for when it comes to this particular area of need, and especially a shooter who shot 40% from the three. So, I mean, obviously, as I mentioned, a guy who has experience playing at the college level, being the oldest player at 24, tells you that he can bring a lot to the table experience-wise for the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, he also signed a 2-way contract similar to, Colin Castleton. But other than that, it's kind of like a weird situation because the Lakers also have another 2-way contract, but it seems likely that Scottie Pippen Jr. will not be part of the Lakers' future moving forward. So obviously they have to give one of those 2-way contracts to one of those guys, and obviously Hodge is one of those guys that are going to get the 2-way contract. So saying goodbye to Scottie Pippen Jr. is not a big surprise there, but Cole Swider is obviously going to be part of the Lakers' future for a little bit of time. So he will still be sticking around. But other than that, just wanted to put that out there when it comes down to the contracts and reasonings around the Lakers about that. But other than that, I mean, another player the Lakers also selected in the draft, and undrafted player, and that is Alex Fudge. Alex Fudge, also a teammate of Colin Castleton out of Florida. He's a forward, 6'8", 7'0" wingspan. Obviously, he signed an Exhibit 10 deal, so most likely he'll be with the South Bay Lakers. There's there's a guaranteed chance that he may get waived because he signed an Exhibit 10 contract. But, you never know. He could just end up being with the South Bay Lakers. So, I mean, it's just it just works that way when it comes to an Exhibit 10 contract. I don't really see him being part of the Lakers' current roster. So, but other than that, maybe he will be with the South Bay Lakers. It just sort of depends on the situation with his Exhibit 10 contract. But other than that, I mean, I didn't read a lot about his stat and what he brings to the table. All I know is that he averaged around 16 points a game. Other than that, he doesn't really bring a lot to the table for the Lakers. I mean, he's just a signee that the Lakers just need to bring in with the Summer League and maybe with the South Bay Lakers. So, I mean, if he impresses, the scouting team and, maybe the Lakers, Rob Pelinka, maybe he will get a role on the Lakers, but maybe it's just a long shot at this particular moment. But, guys, other than that, I mean, I really want to know your thoughts. I mean, I have to say, when it comes down to this class, there's a lot of promise, especially from Jalen Hood-Schifino and Maxwell Lewis and Colin Castleton. I mean, those three guys, I have to say, they bring a lot of promise, especially Hodge as well. So, when it comes down to those athletes, I have to say there's a lot of promise in those particular players. And I really, really can't wait to see what, Jalen Hood-Schifino can bring a lot to the table when it comes to his skill set. And for a guy who has a strong body, big body at the point guard position, tells you that he can take anybody and just, handle any sort of defender coming his way as a point guard defender type player. So, he brings a lot to the table, and I really can't wait to see what he's all about. So, thank you guys for watching and joining me on ZSPN. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to the channel at ZSPN on YouTube. And if you're listening to this, I should have mentioned it in the beginning of this video, but if you guys are listening to this on my podcast, thank you all for listening and joining me on ZSPN all over social media and of course on YouTube as well. But if you're watching this or listening to this, excuse me, or both, I really appreciate it. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe and follow me on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you listen to, any podcast platform. I really appreciate it. And, and if you haven't yet, just subscribe to my podcast. I really appreciate it. And it's basically the same content that I give on YouTube, only you can listen to me while you're driving, while you're working out, and just those certain areas. So I really appreciate it. And I'll see you all in the next on my live streams as well. And of course, in the next video as well. And just stay tuned, because I will be talking about the Lakers free agency goals heading into next week. So just stay tuned for that particular video. And there's just going to be a lot of talk about the Lakers needs and free agency, because it's just around the corner. So just stay tuned. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you all in the next live stream and the next video. I really appreciate all your love, support. Please follow me all across social media: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at ZSPN. I'll leave the links to my social media sites in the description of this video, so you guys can check out my social media sites. And of course, if you're listening to this, it will also be in the description as well. So in my podcast as well. So please stay tuned and follow me all across social media. And I'll see you all in the next live stream and the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Go Lakers. Take it easy, guys. Stay safe out there.